All right, everybody, just give me a sec. Okay. Okay, looks like we're good. Hey, what's up, Simply? Yeah, man. I guess again, like a special brethren of ours, not just a brethren, but a special human being who we know as again passed away today. And again, I gotta say, again, like rest in peace, DMX. You're gone, but you are definitely not forgotten. Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for asking. And I'm not gonna necessarily make this particular broadcast. It's not gonna be a long one. I just want to, again, just express my thoughts and opinions and all that and all this stuff. I remember, you see, and this is somewhat, it kind of goes back to one of the shows that I did before. Right when Kobe Bryant passed, I remember I was at work one day and I said, I told a coworker of mine that, hey, you just better be prepared because there's going to be another one that's going to pass that kind of has the exact same influence that Kobe had. And, and it's not that he didn't believe me or she didn't believe me because I told this to a dude and I also told this to another female and they was just all like, who, like give me a name. And I'm like, well, I can't necessarily give you a name. You're just gonna have to see it for yourself. And long and behold, we had these long, these again, these events just take place throughout 2020 and somewhat still today in 2021. But yes, though, but also at the same time, we definitely really need to watch not only what we do, um, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, hell, even socially. And we definitely need to watch our health because without all of that, what is it that we have? Now I know sometimes, again, like when I hop on certain panels or even when I hop on, hop on and do a stream like this, and I start speaking from the heart or speaking, you know, and I start speaking like how I'm speaking right now. Of course, you're gonna have those that'll be like, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about, or why should I listen to you? And I'm like, well, that's the thing, you don't. You don't have to listen to me. I don't put a battery in your back, you know, for you not to listen to me. But overall, again, I know that you probably might have, again, and I know it's not just me, but I'm pretty sure you all have had special ones that meant something to you, and they're no longer here, or they're no longer, in existence. Whether it be a best friend, a family member, a pet, they meant the world to you. And then when you hear that, oh, they're no longer alive on the earth, then it really, again, it really propels you to take the time to ask yourself, well, you know what? You don't, do I or should not become another casualty? Because hell, I'll admit, there's also some things that hell, even I worry about, and that is, again, being another casualty. I mean, and I guess you could say, well, that's a human thing, but it's not just me. I'm pretty sure everybody else does also. We just also got to just learn how to take one day at a time. And when we take that one day at a time, and when we learn how to, again, become something that, or again, either we take or we learn something that's more bigger than us, then to me, it can steer you clear from a certain path. Or better yet, again, hell, I'll even give you this, because hell, being, again, being not only in American and also being on Earth, it again, two of these things together are like, how can I put this? Yeah, it has a way of distorting the human mind that I've ever seen as long as I've been around. Oh, you sent me some. Oh, you sent something on the Discord. Now, give me a sec. Yeah, give me just a sec, cause yeah, I mess around and all of a sudden I. Oh, okay, all right, I got you now. But yeah, though, but going back to what I was saying though. Oh, what's up, Foss? But yeah, though, but I was saying that hey, I already accepted the invite. But yeah, though, but I was saying that being, again, this world is definitely the most. This world is definitely, in a way, can distort the human mind as far as I've ever seen. And it's also been the most interesting thing that has ever come into fruition, that no matter what it is and no matter what you do, you think that, again, yeah, of course, you're going to be seen as the underdog or seen as the one being the odd one out or counted out. And how scary that can become. And it's very easy to somewhat kind of fall or steer it could steer, someone or steer yourself in the wrong on the wrong side of on the wrong side of thinking. Because again, if I could, again, like at least have a conversation with one of those people that exactly have a mind of steel, and what I mean by minds of steel, that no matter what's going on, they're able to, again, like block or don't let things in that way that other people don't, let things in. And they have character to back me up. And then I guess you could say that's why I am the way that I am. Is that that I have character that at least that'll get me to a certain point in my life. And even if, again, like even if I had something that was either said or done to me personally, I mean, I try to find the mechanisms to offset it to where I'm put back on an even keel. And when you're put back on an even keel, it will definitely steer you clear from the wrong side of thinking. But I appreciate that. Simply, if I believe I may have answered that. Oh man. I mean, hell, I know that even some people, we was talking about this the other day that the time was, again, don't it's like we shouldn't necessarily be surprised. I mean, yeah, we can be shocked, but if the result turns out like the results turned out today, then don't necessarily look at it as though, well, it's I mean, yeah, it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, the state of DMX was just, again, like far too gone. And I know some people are gonna have a hard time dealing with that. I mean, hell, this is just coming from me, in my opinion. And as a matter of fact, like I was actually listening to an emotional speech he gave, and I'll admit, it definitely made me look, definitely, get have a not saying that I didn't have respect for him already because I did, but it just elevated into something more because everybody's so quick to label you or see you or paint you as being something that isn't what as they deem as normal. And it's like, hey, what you get is what you see. And I'm that way too. It's like what you get is what you see. I mean, yeah, yeah, I guarantee you if you and I were hanging out personally, I'm the same way that I am, when I jump on here. And at the same time, like I don't, and again, it's like I wouldn't necessarily expect every single person on the planet, again, like even when I'm streaming a game or when I'm giving, these single commentaries about certain things. I don't expect every single person to watch it and enjoy it. Because hey, because again, hey, I'm not. Well, I probably already know that I'm not your specialty or flavor of the month. Okay, cool. But you know what though? Hey, we just gotta be better than what we were the previous day, next month, or even a year. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm just checking out some other stuff right now. So again, I haven't, haven't forgotten about y'all. So, but either way though, but enough of all that. Like, how is everybody else doing? Yeah, I hear that, man. Yeah, I hear that. Oh yeah, and now I also do want to I do want to again give a shout outs to Kimmy the doll. Hey, I got a chance to listen to the playback of the little commentary that we did on Discord, and I'm gonna share a little dirty little secret with y'all. I really am. I'm gonna share it with y'all here and now that I normally don't like hearing myself talk. No offense, but that's just me. And plus, again, there was some things that and because it's like, when you're doing, get like nerd talk and everybody's trying to get their points across or their ideas across, I tend to, again, like, yeah, I'll listen, but then there'll be that point where you just go, oh man, I probably should have just said this, but I wasn't thinking it at the time. And so now I gotta say it to myself or say it whenever I'm doing a stream where we was talking about, the little Nas and his controversy. But the one point that I really wanted to make was that, you know what, hell, everybody make they all want to talk about him, again twerking on Satan and them, having an outrage. I mean, hell, he could have been twerking on God and they would have had something to say. It's like there is no win-win situation, especially when it comes to us. There is none. And the thing is that you can't always satisfy everybody. You can't, because everybody is going to look for a reason to blatantly either cancel you or just find something to be outraged about. That's all what it boils down to. You know, we got so many problems and situations going on in the world, but yeah, you rather pick something that so it's like, what do you do at this point? Oh, that's right, because people like you expect everything to evolve around you, and when it doesn't, you know, you create these little uh it's these little infrastructures that you build around yourself that make you seem as though like you're something that you're not. And my thing is like, hey, no one owes you anything. I don't owe you nothing. Hell, little Nas doesn't owe you a damn thing. So get off your high horse, cause your horse ain't high at all. Yeah, yeah, I see you learn. What's that? What you mean by that, false? But that was, you know, again, pretty much it on that note. That, you know, again, it's like, hey, I got no problems, you know, again, participating. Well, you know what? Well, I wasn't necessarily. Well, I did say that I wasn't gonna be on here long, but hey, I can drop the link if you want it. Yes, yes. And another thing that I also wanted to get off my chest too, where now I don't necessarily don't want to, you know, again touch up on religion a whole lot, but I am gonna touch up on it just enough to where we kind of like have a complete sort of a complete understanding, and that is now again everybody. I don't know what y'all believe in or who y'all pray to. I don't, and maybe it's not. Maybe not. It's necessarily not for me to understand. But all I gotta say is this though, that because hey, I was born because again I was, you know, again raised Catholic. Well, some people may still, well, that's still another variation of what a Christian is. Yeah, but hey, being a Christian gives you freedom to. Hold on, just a sec.
Yep, yep.
Hey, what's up, man?
Was oh yeah,
Um,
so the whole learn thing I was telling you about,
yeah,
I was talking about like as far as like nerd talk goes, that's kinda how like I go about it when I'm on there. It's like you wanna make sure you say everything you want to say about a situation. No.
yeah,
So it's like as soon as
yeah,
people start hitting me with a topic, I instantly start thinking about all like questions I got.
right.
Yeah, so it's yeah, so like so then I don't get into that mode where it's like if I actually do watch the replay, I'm like, oh shit, I should have said this and that. Yeah. That's the kind
Well,
of
you know,
approach that I go with it.
well, you know, because for me, it's like when you know how sometimes you feel like when you're on a panel And again, whoever panel you're on, whether if it's yours and you're being recorded and you already, and it's like, when you hear yourself talk or when you hear yourself, it's like, well, it's like, you watching a movie and you the star and you already did your scenes, you already did, you already, fulfilled your contract. It's like, well, at times it's like, well, why do I need to rehear myself when I know what I sound like? And like I said, again, like I don't, I hate hearing myself talk.
Same.
Like and again, like I said, there's nothing, again, that's just my take on it because it's like when I hear myself talk, I'm like, I can't believe I sound like this, but fortunately, I do. And also, again, another point right before I let you on, I was saying, you know, uh, like I said, I don't know what again, everybody's a different religion, but whoever they pray to, again, like I said, it's not necessarily for me to even understand, but I know that me, because I was brought up as a Catholic, which, again, yeah, of course, say, oh, that's a variation of a Christian. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but that too gives you the freedom to believe what or what you choose not to believe. I'm not the one to go and commit blasphemy.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like there is again. If I could, again, it's like I know, but well, they're not necessarily on here. Well, they are, but there's like a couple people who they necessarily don't identify as well. They don't believe in Jesus Christ, or they don't believe in God. So they're sort of on that atheist tip,
Yeah.
but at the same time, they don't go out of their way to try to commit blasphemy. It's like just because I don't believe in it, that means you shouldn't believe in it. It's like, no, no, because because the thing is, it's like, again, I do agree to now again, I will agree to the point where it's like, well, it's just all these multiple different forms of religion. I'm like, yeah, well, don't that cause a rift between certain people?
It only
Well,
causes a rift if you let it.
what's that?
It only causes a rift if you let it.
Yeah, right. And that's what I was getting ready to go into. It's like just because again, it's like some people may not believe in it's like just because they don't believe in something doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't real or it didn't take place.
Yeah. But they trying to say that line of thinking is like detrimental to like your religion and shit. And I'm like, is it honestly really, or is you scared about something? Because to me, and anybody's religion is valid to that person. Like, you feel me? So it's
Right.
like Rafa used to, bro. Like sometimes you don't got the answers for everything. It's okay to admit that.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, we wasn't built to know what happened like years upon years ago. Like to be honest, in some ways, history is like telephone, bro. Like the game telephone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you can keep saying it correctly, but eventually comes a time where that one person like interpret the message wrong and send something completely different.
Well, you know what? And here's the thing too, and I'm kind of glad that you brought that point up because I was gonna because again I was getting ready to come back with, well, it's like at the end of the day, it's like that, interpreting something wrong or misconstruing or mis yeah, inverting the meaning. It's like, well, you know what? At the end of the day, people can say whatever they want, but when they start misrepresenting what you're saying or what I'm saying because they too ignorant to know,
Mm-hmm. At one point, you just lost sight of everything.
yeah, that's where it becomes a problem. It's like, now look, hey, I don't know you, but if you want to have, again, it's like, hey, but if those people want to have a conversation, I'm like, all right, let's hook it up. Because we can hook it up. It's like, hey, I'm not one of these types of folks that's scared to roll around in the mud and get dirty. I get down and dirty with the best of them, or even let alone the worst of them. Now, again, I'm not saying that, again, hey, neither one of us ain't probably going to have the answer to every single thing. I mean, nah. Again, I'm not going to sit up there and say that, oh, I know every answer to Jeopardy. I'd be lying my ass off if I said that.
I'd be thinking, I'm like, okay, so we must be cheating somehow.
Like,
how you cheating me?
But I wish, but no, though. But like they give you like but this is what I heard was that they somehow give you a book, or they supposed to give you a book to study. But if that's the case, it's like, I do wonder. It's like, well, what if the answer is not necessarily in the book?
And then people gonna call you blasphemous for that.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm just asking, and I'm like, I'm just saying, because sometimes even they themselves who are shocked when I bring something like that up, it's like, well, what if the answer's not in the book? But then they'll say, well, I'm gonna give you a pamphlet to study, and when you study for this so-called quiz tomorrow, just so you know, some of these answers are not going to be in the book. So you pretty much just, answered your own question then, and let alone for us to let us know that, all right, well, you want us to form our own opinions? Okay, all right. It may not be what you want, but don't be surprised if if somebody gave you an answer that was just so out this world that even you would be amazed.
Uh-huh.
It'll hit you so hard that even you didn't even see it coming. But yeah,
I just think about that. Like for me, it's whenever like people get like too big of an ego. Like I mean ridiculous. That's when I'm like, yo, what the fuck is up with that? It's like my greatness cannot be easily measured. It's like to understand me. It's like you would be like you need superhuman like abilities. It's like what? What is he talking about? Or
and
like
again,
the world can't turn without me. I turn the world.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you have people who really do think this way.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we have to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But I'm just like, again, at the end of the day, though, you just gotta, again, learn how to, again, like put, again, for everybody that just want to, again, label and put you in a box because over some bullshit, when yet they themselves, again, are the prime examples of who really should be in that box. Whether if it is happen to do something with religion because the traditionalists don't like I mean, like I said earlier, that hell, with the little Nas situation, hell, like I said, he could have been twerking on God and they would have been mad about that.
Facts.
So it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It's like why put us in these no-win situations then? Oh, because you want us. Oh, because you want us to be stagnant and to the point to where it becomes a stalemate.
Or
I'm like, you. Well, that's how you. I'm like, that's how you want it. Like, that's how y'all see. That's how y'all basically see things. That nobody's advancing. Nobody's ain't really necessarily retreating, but y'all just standing there. It's like you expect Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao to just circle, dance around the ring, but nobody throw punches. You just want it to be a stalemate. Okay, all right. Or like they say, and again, and
a
no
draw.
offense to, I was gonna say a Mexican standoff, pretty
Uh,
much. Yeah, and again, don't get me wrong. I love my Mexican brothers and sisters. I do, but yeah, that's what they want, just a standoff with no advancing and no retreating. And I'm like, that is, again, no way to win a battle. No way. Or let alone a war.
for real.
So when they start, when they start questioning things, or when we start asking questions, and then you get the other side, again, like trying to put a, put up a, let's say, a construction sign from the progression of the question, then it's like, well, yeah, it's like, again, these so you'll have these hardcore, conspiracy theories or theorists and these so-called hardcore traditionalists. Just something.
Yeah.
It's like y'all. I'm like y'all. But some of these people are just better off just jumping off that one cliff. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, yeah. Y'all be better off jumping off of a cliff.
Just jump off that motherfucker.
Yeah, like the way, like when we watched that anime, The Way of the House Husband. That's
Oh
kind of
yeah,
how I
bro.
feel that again these people they ought to be treated that way.
Or but you see him, bro. He was just really dedicated to his job. He said, "I'm out because I ain't playing this shit."
Yeah.
My nigga really almost cut off his whole pinky, just because he got the wrong boy and shit.
but that's really what the yakuza does though, where they do that as a honor, like they have honor
Mm-hmm.
killings. They'll
Yep, Shimpoku.
sacrifice their
Wait, was it
limbs.
Shimpoku or Chicago?
Now what's that?
Wait, was it Shimpoku or Chicago?
That's really that's really I know the honor killings is definitely one, which is
Yeah,
why
they call that
Japan.
they call that what was it, Shimpoku or Shimpoku or something like that.
Oh, I know there's one is it's pronounced shimmy something, but
Yeah,
what
that
they
one.
do, yeah, they take a knife and they like slash their stomach like horizontally,
Mm-hmm.
and and I'm like you could bleed out like a motherfucker,
They say
you
some say
know.
they dragged the whole intestines out, bro.
Yep.
Like they ain't playing. They're like, yo, it's like let me show you how I bleed for this shit. I bleed for this shit.
either, either either you do it or you have somebody else. Either you do it or you have somebody else do it for you.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. At that point, I would have felt some type of way. I'm like, yo, I do y'all service. Hell no. I'm about to fight my way out of here. Like they bugging. Especially you seen what was it 47 running or something like that.
I heard of it, but for some reason it's like I have Prime, right? Amazon Prime, and when I try to click on these certain films that sound interesting, they want me to pay. They always want me to pay like a buck or three or $4.99. I'm like, man, some of these movies ought to be free by now. Like
They
I'm not about
should.
to give you I'm not about to give y'all $3 or $4.99 just to watch this. And,
Where I see some PlayStation stuff, they was like, yo, yeah, this is a free ball. Let me
yeah.
stop playing. I'm like, what?
Like give us that free 99.
Yeah, because they put the Avengers on the PlayStation Now on market and shit. I'm like, yo, bro, I spent $60 on this game. You telling me that a 5-month subscription is all I needed for this?
You know what? I'm sorry, but like when they did that beta version of Avengers, I was disappointed.
I was fucking with it at first. I thought it was gonna be more like co-op stuff.
Yeah. I was disappointed because it's like you only let us play a sample, but when it was something that we was trying to advance to the next stage, oh you say, "Oh, you're just going to have to wait till the full version is released." And I'm like, "Well, thanks for wasting my time then."
Word, yeah. Like a whole $60 wasted.
Yeah. Then that part where they showed where it was like the first stage. After you complete the first stage, all of a sudden it's
Mhm.
like, oh, everybody died from Hulk. I believe Hulk. I don't know if Hulk died, but Captain America, uh, I think Black Widower, and Hawkeye, and
Yeah.
Thor. All of them passed, but you had to figure out how to use their powers in order to get them back, so that way they could, be fighting crime again.
Hmm.
But you left Hulk and Doctor Marvel to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah though, but I'm like, I'm sorry that and regarding to those, shimmy tari, whatever they call it, or where you
Oh, my
chop off
God.
your own yeah, or let alone chop off your own finger or limb.
Yeah. Now,
I'm
once
like,
you see that shit happen, you done.
yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't look at that.
Yeah, I would have been like, yo, bring it on, motherfuckers. What's good with you? Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
You gonna be like, your fault, I'm like, nope. I just
right.
need to chop off your whole arm with that shit.
Shoot, hell, just imagine if you were somewhere else in the other parts of the other country, like let's say the other part of Korea, where they want you to see, they want you to watch while they torture your loved one. They want you to see and witness what they doing.
Facts.
And that right there is like I'm sorry, that's just too much for me. It's like somebody will be having PTSD like a mug.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought they was gonna have way more characters.
What's that?
Thought they was gonna have way more characters.
Hmm.
But I guess they was just like, yo, I guess we don't want to bring like another character on because then people gonna want another movie for him, and then we'll have to figure out how to add him to the Avengers. And I'm like, yo, the Avengers pretty much dead at this point.
Yeah.
Iron Man died. Captain America old as shit.
And Thor, I mean, he's still around, but who
He was
knows
like,
how
yo,
long
I'm
he
gonna
got.
chill with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like,
Well, you know what, Guardians of the Galaxy, they do have a pretty good cast. I mean, they do have
nah, I love the cast.
huh?
Nah, I love the cast.
Yeah. I mean, hell, who would want to fuck with Dave Batista?
Or
It's like, man, it's like, hey, y'all. I'm like, y'all can say what y'all want about professional wrestling, cool, but Dave is Dave a big motherfucker. He'll fuck all y'all up.
hmm yeah, Rocket my favorite character though. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because he's just nothing but the meanest of jokes ready. And then all that, like this dude is like he is like Rocket like the main reason like they get their mission done.
Yeah.
Like they don't understand this dude. Like this dude's skill with gadgets is dumb. Like this shit extremely dumb. Like I
But
mean
you,
a good way though.
yeah. But you also know who I want to see come back though and possibly do another movie is either Spawn or the Scorpion King.
Probably gonna lean more towards Spawn in that one.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Because it's so long overdue. And when you just think of the first Spawn they did, to me they could have put a little bit more action into it, but you
Yeah,
know
no, I don't
again
do that.
maybe yeah they because he killed the clown, so all he has to do is kill the real devil.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm surprised they haven't tried to reboot on Hellboy now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, it's like that second one, you know, again, right when they was all like, "Hey, here's our badges, we quit."
hmm
I'm like, damn, like I was like, damn, it's like that. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, Manny was an asshole, but even I'm pretty sure he was all like, "Well, I didn't know I was that particular type of person." I'm like, "You were." Well, apparently they saw you that way, but I'm like, hey, you know, thanks for those Cuban cigars, though. Because did you remember seeing that one scene where they was like down in this little they was somewhere and I guess he was trying to light up a cigar with this golden lighter and he's like, "Come on, you don't light a cigar that way. You use a wooden match. Preserves the flavor."
Oh yeah. I mean, it don't matter to me, man. Like fire is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the extra flavor, so I'm like, I ain't trying to hear that.
Well, you know, and that's the thing too, is though it's like, you know, cause even if like you could use like a little thing of gasoline and you light it up, it's still gonna catch fire. Sure the taste may not, you know, be exactly what you once thought it was, but it's like, hey, if I cook something, would you rather eat it raw or would you rather eat it cooked? You know, again, lowers
I
the chances
mean,
of
you
you
know,
catching salmonella.
medium, like maybe rare at the least. Man, it can't be like like that.
So you like eat medium rare steaks and stuff?
Not really. I'm usually a well done type of person, but it's like once in a while I'll go like medium rare.
Yeah. And you know, and that's the thing too, like, cause my dad like his steak medium rare, and when he'll be like, "Oh, you want some?" and then I just see that redness, I just be like, "Well, how do you manage to like finish this?" They say that, well, that redness, you know, again, is part of that iron or that vitamin D and that protein that that we don't get. I'm like, Well, I'm like, well, if that's the case, well then, hey, am I gonna be throwing up soon?
As long as you don't get the juicy part with more blood in it, you should be alright, man. You'd be like the what?
Oh,
Oh my god, it tastes horrible.
oh man, that there was like this '70s kung fu flick that I was looking at, and the guy was just straight up eating this raw, was eating juicy raw meat, and
Well,
that had this meat was so juicy it looked like it had blood dripping, and he had a glass of deer's blood. I'm
hey,
like,
wow.
I'm like that look like something that can't be real blood. That look like Kool-Aid or something, or fruit
So
punch.
was it actually real blood?
It looked like real blood, but I don't know if it was though. I just think it looked like something liquidy, like fruit punch or cherry punch. It was red and thick.
Or
Hell, it probably might have been paint.
sorry, what's your
Liquid
favorite
paint.
what's your favorite martial arts movie?
Oh man, there's so many of them. But
For me, this is one shit I seen. It's called the Tattoo Connection.
with Jim Kelly.
Yeah, I was like, yo, what, they actually got a black fighter in this movie? Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna say like also my kind of what my favorite one is The Last Dragon with Bruce
Yeah, Last
Leroy.
Dragon is dope. That was crazy though. That shit shocked me when nigga Shonoff had the motherfucking glow too. I was like, oh shit.
and,
He's like, yeah, I've been had the glow.
and you know what? Could you I remember back then I used to joke with people when it'd be like when every time you saw Shonuff was scary as hell back then, but now it's like, man, just imagine if it was Busta Rhymes playing this role, because he
I
looks
can
so
see
much
that.
like him.
Yeah, but nah, I feel like martial arts movies enter in new ways though, because you got Michael J. White, the nigga from The Raid, or from Assassins. I forgot what the name of that shit was. It's like Assassin something. It's on Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got him basically. Yeah, so it's like you already got those two. They're about to like they're about to bring in the old feel about like martial arts and shit for that. That's how I see it as. Oh yeah, then the
And
Karate Kid. I said the Karate Kid.
the one with
Cobra Kai.
Ralph Macchio, the one with Jaden.
No, I meant Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay.
Because I like how the nigga Miguel fight. Like that nigga dope as follow.
But you know what though? It's like for some reason, like I just have a hard time just seeing Johnny Lawrence as I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, but
Where
I just see clips of him and Daniel fighting, and you just think that, like, man, come on. They done already painted you as the good dude and the other dude the villain. So which one is it?
but nah, I see how they did it. Cause you gotta think about it though. As they get older, as you get older your view starts changing and all that. But Daniel didn't have Miyagi anymore, so he was more corruptible. He just started like
Yeah.
getting into his fame a little bit too much. Why nigga Johnny, like he was a bad guy and shit, but in reality he was just having family problems. And problems with like his instructor too at that. Because that nigga Crease, he was trying to kill him.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah,
he's been
yeah.
through hardships and now he's just trying to like trying to have at least some type of legacy.
Yeah, because Kreese was a dick though.
Yeah, he really was. I ain't never seen an instructor kind of football was doing like that, guy.
And they say though that sometimes, you know, again, like when you have like certain coaches like that or certain teachers that, you know, again, if you see them acting that way, like to simple grab your stuff and get out, well, you can do that, but did you sign the pen? Again, like what is the contract that, you know, that's how they end up trapping you. And that's why you have these so-called McDojos or these McDojangs that exist today, because deep down they got some teachers who don't know how to teach, or they're just marketing, and no matter how their personality is, that they still have you trapped, meaning that, well, you can't necessarily leave because you signed the contract.
Yeah.
And that's like, well, damn, like what? Now, that's why I tell people, it's like, hey, you know,
blood out.
what's that?
Said blood in, blood out.
Yep. And that's how they running it. It's like, you know, blood in, blood out, like a gangster cult, you know, mentality. Yeah. I'm like, you gonna pimp? I'm like, cause Millie, you really pimp. I mean, yeah, you may be getting over on the adults, but you're really getting over on the kids. Cause normally, because they love marketing to the kids. So that, yeah, so when you start them off young, you start them off young, so because they're not necessarily mature enough to fend for themselves right just yet. But the moment that they get a little bit older, it'll really be up to them. If it's like, hey, you know, I'm walking away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Al?
What's up, man? You dark, skinny, bonjour.
But yeah, though, but hell, right before I did this, I was listening to a DMX song, the one that he did off of Cradle to the Grave. Not X Gonna Give It to You, but the one where
what, Annie? That's a party up?
Huh?
What was a party up? I think it was called.
Nah, I think it's called Right Wrong. Where if you watch Cradle to the Grave and the credits getting ready to end, and they walking away from the from that little warehouse to where Jet Li just got done killing that dude.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man. I'm like, man. It's like, hey, yo, bitch, let me get some water and some lemon. Like, and that's the thing too. It's like, now he really gonna be missed, because who we gonna get? Who we gonna bounce jokes off of?
I mean, it's still a lot of people, but I mean, it's just not gonna be nothing like that.
Yeah. Like we in a restaurant, you know, like why are you hollering? You in a restaurant? Hey, yo, bitch, what's the answer to number 2?
Word.
Like, you need to be in a special class or something. Yeah, and you know what though? It's like but for some reason though, if he wasn't necessarily like trying to motivate you, some reason he was always trying to get you to fight somehow. Every time you listen to one of his songs.
Yeah, because the battle never over, bro.
Oh yeah. And as a matter of fact, like right before I did this, like they was trying to compare because normally that's how people forget that DMX really started out as a battle rapper. He was battling Jay-Z.
Yeah, because all of them went to high school together, right?
I know Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, and B.I. Notorious B.I.G. went to high school together. I think I think DMX may have too, but I think they just knew each other because they from the same area. So it's like
Yeah.
if somebody was battling, so good because the battle rapping community over there was so big at the time that it wouldn't have been a surprise, if Jay Z came across Nas before they even started beefing. I might that
Yeah.
wouldn't be a surprise because like hey, y'all both from New York, so it ain't that difficult to come across another rapper. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm from New York, so you from New York. But yeah, though, but they was just like saying how that was the main reason why they necessarily like had beef was because it was just that competitiveness in hip hop between Jay Z and DMX.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like when you hear Jay Z, maybe the earlier Jay Z made what he did look effortless, where DMX it's like you hear his words and you really start to really like it hits your soul, but but it was also real. He spoke the truth about real life. Yep, that he did.
Yeah, he did.
It's like he was, again like I mean, don't get me wrong. I know how, again, we all miss us and love us some Tupac, but he was that Tupac 2.0.
But facts, but I'm saying, the music was his, oh, was hype. Like, I don't know what. For real. But it's also real. He spoke the truth about real life, yeah.
Yeah. And it's easy it's like how come, like people always want to put you in a certain category as it's like, well, hey, if I try to have a conversation with you, then how do I know that I won't get barked at? Like, well, you think he just going around barking at people? No. That's just the, his act on TV, but outside of that, he a cool dude. Shoot, yeah, there was a girl that's on my Instagram. Even she was like, she had even she was saying that she had an opportunity to speak to DMX during a video call through a mutual friend of hers,
Yeah.
and she was saying how how down to earth and very cool to hang, very cool person to be around. Like, and he would talk to you like y'all been knowing each other for years. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to find, like, people with that same, just,
I
like,
was
bro
saying,
ass slow. I ain't gonna cap. He ass slow. Bro ass slow.
yeah.
Because it's like anything he said, you was go down and listen to it.
Yep, and I think that was what his music also was intended for. That hey, whatever I speak or whatever I say, I'm trying to reach a. I'm just trying to grasp your ears. It's like, hey, it's like, hey, if you thirsty, I mean, yeah, I mean, hey, if you thirsty and I have a bottle of water in my hand, I mean, yeah, I mean, it'd be easy for you to grab the bottle of water and drink, but if you say no, it's like, all right, but at the same time, it's like either you or I'm like, cause hey, there's only so much you can do about your thirst.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, though, but there was an episode, and I think it was what Ayala that he was on, that DMX was on, and she trying to talk to him, and he really didn't. I think he was somewhere like mentally where I don't know if she either how they were interacting. He was just straight up cussing her out, like like she did something. And y'all can
Yeah.
find this clip. It's still on YouTube. And I think and I think also his sons was even saying how they had one of his sons, was
Yeah,
really
because
just
I
being,
remember I seen that clip him and his son beefing guy.
yeah. And he was all like, "You man, out of all the motherfuckers that I grew up, not one of them that I knew had a father."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, you know what? They and again, and I'm pretty sure that those kids is probably the same age as me, or if not, but maybe a little younger. Like let's say in their early to mid 20s now. And it's like there are certain things that's like, yeah, you can't control, but then there's just certain things to where you gotta say to yourself, man, this cycle has to be broken.
Facts.
So
It's tough though because it goes like both ways. It's just like as far as like parents being involved in like the kid's life. Because it's like now you even got people that grew up with like their mom and their dad. They're still trying to become gang members and shit. So it's like, yo, why are they really getting into shit like that when they got both of y'all? And then always ends up being like some, oh yeah, they always arguing.
I mean, well, you know what? And now that you say that, it's like you know who Tom Hanks is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks'
Forrest
son,
Gump, man.
the one that got beat up by his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend.
Well,
Yeah, Tom Hanks' son, Chet something. That's what he goes by. He got beat up by his girlfriend, and they ended up talking about it. And the game had, gave him advice about, man, you would have been better off with Becky. And I'm like, it's like, well, what's going on? Like, what would make, your girlfriend beat you down like that? Was you, again, out of your normal self to where y'all, again, behind closed doors, you yelling out the N word 24/7? Or are you doing something that make her uncomfortable? Again, I just want to know, like, what will make you do
shit, I don't know.
that? Now, again, if it's just the whole dysfunction, if that's just nothing but dysfunctional at its finest, well then, damn. Now I can see why this society is going to hell and is going a different route. Or hell, maybe you saw Chad Wheeler or something. I don't know. Hey, I wouldn't. Hey, again, I wouldn't blame you if you did. Cause hey, Chad Wheeler. It's like, man, like that was a real cowardly shit though that he pulled. Like, yeah, you would definitely need your ass whooped.
Hell yeah.
But not, but you know what though? There was also somebody. I think it was Prince Philip, who was like the Queen Elizabeth's husband in England. He passed away, and I think he was what 90 years old.
Mhm.
And I was like, can we have a trade off? Like, can y'all take Prince Philip and then you just give us back Earl Simmons?
Sure, good.
Like, oh, I can't believe you saying that. Well, then fuck y'all then. Y'all just don't know it. Hell, y'all want to click that link? Click that link and let's talk about it.
Shit.
Well, you have no right to talk about Prince Philip. Well, you know what? Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth had no business with their yellow teeth trying to tell Prince Harry and Meghan Markle about what to do with their lives. I mean, hell, let's not forget Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, you little wrangly bangly bitch. Yeah, you responsible for Princess Diana's death. Or maybe you had a hand in it. Yeah, I'm dropping all the jewels tonight.
Yeah, man. It's
Like
kind
I
of why,
keep.
like, I really don't like, really trust. It's like I trust to a point, but I don't really trust like certain stuff, certain groups of
Yeah.
like. I mean, many governments are like, low key evil. Like I ain't gonna lie.
And you know what? That does happen to be
These
true though,
governments are
because
low
like,
key like extremely evil.
and that is true because it's like nobody. Because again, hey, they don't like their government. We don't like ours. So, but then again though, but they use these, slick and shady tactics just to keep us divided.
Yeah,
And like what you were saying the other day about how just imagine if the nations or the United Nations, if they all went to school together and if they was all cool and they go to war with so and so, and it's like, yo, hold up, like, like why y'all doing this? Like, you need to chill. I'm like, yeah, but then again though, those people and even the so-called like for an example, if Scotland and Ireland and Romania were all like classmates of that's such.
yeah,
One is gonna have an agenda, and if they gotta like bring people that they know down with them, they gonna do so. Up until it's up to y'all to say, "Hey, nah, man, like I ain't with it, so I'm bouncing. You can go ahead and fight all by yourself." And that was also why, Scotland and I believe Ireland really didn't really want nothing to do with the Brexit.
oh yeah,
Yeah, they didn't want nothing to do with what was going on with the Brexit because the Brexit was what I think Steve Bannon, because I think he was coming over there and I guess giving political leaders in foreign countries on how they should treat their citizens, and that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, so imagine, again, so imagine a foreign power telling another foreign power how to oppress somebody. And when they
I ain't
say,
gonna lie. I look at them type weird, like, yeah, like I know you're really not trying to teach me this right now. Can't you see? Like I'm trying to dominate, like I mean.
yeah,
But I'm just saying, if you do it this way, everything will be good, man. It said, I don't need your help. And after I finish beating him up, you're next.
yeah.
Anime.
Like you gonna beat me like you gonna do me like you did the mother suckers, the mother suckers that left me, anime. Or anime, you gonna leave me, anime? Like, eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake. I don't want the cake, guy. Oh man, oh man, like I don't. But yeah though, but you know what? I do wonder, again, how the gameplay of Fortnite is gonna turn out. Now I don't know if you saw, but Streets of Rage 4 is gonna be having some the DLC content,
Yeah.
but they not. I don't know if they gonna put in more stages. I mean, it'd be cool if they did, but they just adding more characters.
Yeah, now I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
They're probably gonna do a little bit of both.
because hey, we've been waiting for how long? For almost a year and a half. And I guess it must have been because, again, hey, when the pandemic hit, then it kind of just, threw everything off. So they had to pretty much wait till it got just a little bit better.
Yeah, pretty much.
And my thing is, I'm like, hey, I can't wait for the Ninja Turtles game to come out.
There's a couple games I can't wait like till they come out. I'm waiting for that new that Mass Effect reboot.
Yeah.
Well, not reboot, but it's like they finally decided to like enhance the graphics and stuff like on the game. So I'm gonna have that on my PlayStation 4, and best believe that will be a Let's Play because I was due to do Mass Effect before,
yeah.
but back then like my recording setup was a little bit different. So yeah, I'm like this go around like I don't have to worry about my computer overloading like encoders like fucking up and shit. Like I don't have to worry about none of that shit no more. So it's like pretty much as soon as I put on that helmet, put that Glock in my hand, bro, it's over. Mass Effect ain't ready for me.
Oh, so you just gonna be going up in there just guns blazing and everything.
That's pretty much what I do. I tell them, like, yo, put an assault rifle in my hand, we good. Everybody want to try and use rocket launchers and shit. I'm like, yo, fam, as dope as that is, I'm like, this shit don't almost never run out of ammo.
But then you never gonna be having singing that karaoke song talking about the law one.
Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, off of Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah. Keep telling people, Sleeping Dogs is underrated.
And you know what? And I decided to I decided to give it a chance because I was trying to see if Walmart or GameStop had it, where I am, and they was all like, no, we don't have any extra copies left. The only copies that I recommend you check out is a place in Lakewood or at the Tacoma Mall. I'm like, why would I want to travel at
Yeah.
least?
Well, you got a PlayStation 4, bro. You could just order it online.
Yeah. But I was like, nah, I'll just go to Amazon and just order the physical copy and have it shipped to the house.
Wait, so what edition of it did you get?
The definite.
Good.
Why is that what you got?
Hell yeah, bro. It got all the DLC and all that shit on it. Well, that's a story mode with pretty much another story mode on top of it, due to how many like big missions that is.
But I
Yeah,
be look,
I'm playing.
but I check out like the combat, the hand to hand combat, and I'm like, man, I'm like, those are some pretty brutal finishers that Wei Shin has.
Yep, and the crazy thing is, like, there's DLC that gives you different like fighting like moves. Like it's like you're still knocking out motherfuckers the same way, but it's like now you can use Muay Thai against them. You can use I think Wing Chun's in there too.
Oh yeah, I saw that, and I also saw MMA,
Yep.
Drunken Master, and I'm like, okay, so he using Jeet Kune Do on y'all.
They got drunk style on there.
Oh yeah,
Might have to go back and check up on that. Like, hold on, this is Drunken Fist. That's something else.
because that was like somebody tried to attack him and he countered it and he used a Drunken Master type of maneuver, and I'm like, huh?
And again, I
And
keep asking them like, why did they make a second one?
And you know, and I think they were ready to go ahead and make a second one, but somebody, I guess, was all like, "Well, let's just pull the plug."
Bro, I'm too high. So it's like when you said that, bro, I imagined it like this nigga really just walked into this nigga office like, yo, let's just pull the plug.
But nah,
Like what
because
do you mean? Let's just pull the plug, bro. This game is almost done. It's almost completed.
yeah,
Pull the
and then
plug,
they
man.
gave then they started giving us titles like Watch Dogs, and
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't want no Watch Dogs. I want Sleeping Dogs, the sequel.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like as dope as Watch Dogs is, I'm like, yo, they got me another Sleeping Dogs, man.
Yeah, I'm like, ain't no way in the world that again like I'ma pay and all of a sudden you gonna have me watching or playing this game called Watch Dogs. Especially I don't ever remember Watch Dogs. I remember Sleeping Dogs. And the gameplay hand to hand was the shiznits.
Hmm.
But no, no, but that what was it? Like when he be throwing people into those, metal
Items
laser
and shit. Yeah,
beams. I'll be like, oh shit, man. I'm like, you done threw Big Smile Lee up in the chipper? I'm like, oh. And this is why, and y'all didn't even want a Punisher game to come out because that's what he would have did.
you want to? You was talking about what that nigga name was on. So he was like, oh wait, who was you? It was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I remember you. It's like, yeah, it's like I remember your sister. He's like, first one that ever sucked my dick. And then niggas like, yo, my nigga say, yo, you also forgot I'm the nigga that stabbed you, right? Like, you want me to repeat it? Like, what's up?
Ooh.
He's like, whoa, chill, man. Like, he ain't that serious. It is that serious. You trying to insult my sister.
And again, when you do that, this is what's bound to happen to you.
Mm-hmm. Like, what? You thought we wasn't going to do shit to you?
Yeah. That'll be, and again, and this, because hell, that would be the worst thing that anybody could ever do, especially if you gonna do. It's like you better know who you picking and choosing, or who to talk about somebody's family member like that. That'd be like me picking on Dominique Toretto's sister and him
Mm-hmm.
not whoop my ass, which I would never do. It's like, nah, Vid, I got too much love for you, man. Like, I love me some Vin Diesel, but I ain't gonna talk about Mia no more.
Like, for real.
Like that just ain't right.
Hell yeah. All right, bro. I gotta head out, man.
Yeah, I was getting ready to go ahead and end this one, but I appreciate you, stopping by though.
Yeah, I appreciate you for letting me on, bro.
No problem. Nah, anything, y'all take care, and again, and not sure when I'm gonna be on, but make sure again, y'all comment, like, subscribe, and hit your notification bells, and y'all see when next time I come on. So, all right then, y'all, and shout out to my man Frost and Dark Skinned Avenger and my man Simply Deep. All right then, y'all. I'm gonna be on out. Y'all take care.
All right, catch y'all.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Word. Yeah, bro, you about to be on Discord later?
Nah, I think so.
All right, yeah. Probably gonna be the same with me too.
All righty then. I probably might see you there.
All right. I'll probably be on in like 20, 30 minutes.
Oh. All right, shoot. Well, hell, I gotta go. Hey, I gotta go smoke this stogie real quick. So.
Shit, you smoking stuff, you about smoking
Yeah.
bars and shit.
Well, I gotta have my nicotine, so
Hell yeah, good.
yeah. But yeah, though I'm gonna definitely but yeah, I'll be seeing you over there on Discord.
Yep. All right, bro.
All right, yeah, man.